The United Kingdom is set for her fourth Prime Minister in 6 years. Once known for governmental stability, our country is fast transforming herself into an Italian-style republic, in which governments come and go every few months. It should have been so different. Boris won the rock-solid backing of the Conservative Party membership in July 2019 and, a few months later, the largest majority since Margaret Thatcher in 1987. With such support, Boris was slated to be Prime Minister for years to come. Decades from now, historians should have been speaking of the Johnsonian era. Instead, they will find it hard to locate the short, 3-year time gap into which this incredible character led the nation. The man who rescued the Conservative Party from oblivion only 3 years ago was cast nonchalantly onto the dustbin of history without so much as an afterthought by people, who have none of his election-winning virtuosity. Learning nothing and forgetting nothing, a small number of nebulous characters at the heart of the Parliamentary Conservative Party decided long ago to force their saviour to resign. Boris' removal from office was as clinical as it was pre-planned. In January, Boris' position was untenable, they said. In April, they declared that the gig was up. By July, things became more pressing. We will change the rules and throw him out if he doesn't resign. Any reason would do so long as he went. His character had offended too many on the way up. Crucially, he would have to resign of his own volition. The electorate should not have a say. They should, in fact, be avoided at all costs. The results of the May local elections reinforced that particular lesson for those who wanted Boris gone come what may. The voting public had shown itself largely unmoved by months of direct attacks on his character over Partygate. Indeed, Labour made gains in London but disastrously, after 12 years of Conservative rule, largely failed outside of the capital. On that showing, Labour's Keir Starmer was going nowhere fast. As Conservative Party co-chairman Oliver Dowden said at the time, Labour is certainly not on the path to power and I believe Boris Johnson has the leadership skills, particularly the energy and dynamism to lead us into the next election. Looking at the data, Labour saw larger drops in the north than the Conservatives in the south. Partygate had not worked. Those who either fell for or invested heavily into the largely manufactured media-led anti-Boris campaign realized, once again, that the electorate needed to be bypassed in order to get rid of Boris. The electorate was and remains Boris' only friend. The Bring Boris Back campaign, led by self-made entrepreneur Lord Peter Crudders, is a testament to that. In less than 2 weeks, 15,000 Conservative Party members have signed the petition demanding a ballot on Boris Johnson so the members can express their opinion on his resignation. Each signatory is methodically checked. The petitioners add that you cannot disenfranchise the membership from the whole process from the beginning, as this is open to abuse by the parliamentary party who may have vested interest reasons and grievances to settle against Boris. The organizers expect more than 20,000 signatures by the end of next week. As the Express reported, a Conservative MP said, "The members think that we have gone bonkers. It's madness, collective madness." Separately, an article in the Sun newspaper reported that Conservative Party Central Office, located in London, received more than 14,000 letters telling them to stick with Boris. In addition, last week, a survey showed 85% of respondents wanted Boris to rescind his resignation. It is inconceivable to imagine such a strong reaction for any of Boris' predecessors. When Tony Blair resigned, many cheered. When Cameron quit, people shrugged their shoulders. When Theresa May left, most breathed an intense sigh of relief. Boris, in other words, is a totally different political animal. It is easy to forget that only 3 years ago, Theresa May resigned in ignominy following a humiliating European election result in May 2019. Indeed, the Conservative Party, under her guidance, polled just 8.8% of the votes cast. It was the party's worst ever showing at any elections over centuries. Neither fish nor fowl, the party was facing annihilation. By December 2019, Boris turned everything around. He won the largest Commons majority in decades for the Conservative Party. His personal appeal across the country had redrawn the electoral map and rescued a Tory party in free fall. Ostensibly, the vote was for the Conservative Party. In reality, however, it was for Boris. The Bring Back Boris movement, though, goes beyond the individual. The reaction of the membership and the public at large is not just about Boris or approval of his performance in office. It is about the principle of democracy. Officially, we live in a democracy. However, too many times, we find out that epoch-defining decisions have been taken without our consent by a group of people, whose names we will never know and whose self-interest often comes into direct conflict with the national one. That a small group of people firmly ensconced within the corridors of power can force a prime minister to resign in such a manner is unbecoming, to say the least. Rishi Sunak and Liz Truss might both be competent. But as Lord Peter Crudders says, our first choice has been removed without our involvement, and this goes against anything remotely resembling democracy. Conservative Party Central Office still has the time to stop the United Kingdom sliding into a Latin American-style polity. Thanks to Lord Crudders, David Campbell Bannerman and the membership, the party centrally might be rescued, once again, by its own members.